And I just realized I am still muted. All right, there you go. Just unmuted. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's TubeBuddy 101 session. Good to be here. My name is Rob Balasabas. Good to see a number of people here joining already. I see Robert and Laura Baird. I see Chloe with the Flow. I like that name. Doc Rock is in the house. Good to see you. And yeah, so I thought I'd just hop in really quick, a little bit early, just to make sure everything is going well, going smooth. I am by myself this week. So Andrew Can from our team is tied up at the moment. And actually, I think he has a day off today. So you're going to be missing him this week, but that's okay. If you want to catch any of Andrew, just head over to our YouTube channel. You will see plenty of Andrew there. He creates a ton of tutorial content. If you didn't know yet, creates a ton of tutorial content. Every Friday, he is uploading a new tutorial video and usually also showing up some form or fashion on Wednesdays during our weekly live streams. So yeah, I see Chloe with the Flow. How are you? Good. I'm doing well. Good to see you here. Robert and Laura Baird, welcome. Hello, hello. Logan here as well. Welcome. Aloha, aloha pare, aloha boss. We've got Doc Rock in the house here as well. Yeah, so if you're here, we've got a small group usually. Oh, we do have Andrew here. Hey, what's up? Hey, Andrew.
Hello, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. I was just telling people I wasn't sure if you had a day off today because I know you're going to be going on holiday soon.
Yes, that's next week. So this is going to be my last 101, but I don't want you guys to miss it. It's going to be a fun one. I'm really excited. I'm sure you've
Yes.
already got started a little bit, Rob, so I'm going to let you go ahead and do what you got to do.
Oh, you know what? I was just saying hello to everyone. And yeah, so yeah, we're going to get started. So yeah, awesome. So Andrew's here, guys. So that's perfect. That's perfect. So awesome. Let's get started, Andrew.
Let's go for it.
First thing, if we go down, make sure just head over to tubebuddy.com/101. There is always a replay link at the bottom of the page. So you'll see that right here because sometimes YouTube Live will go down. And so head over there if we go down. All right. If you have any questions, I think my audio is acting up. But if you have any questions, then also, if we go down, support@tubebuddy.com, best email to send your questions into. All right. So let's get started. So again, welcome to TubeBuddy 101. My name is Rob Balasabas. I'm the partnership manager here, and Andrew Can down there. He is the head of video content and production. So Andrew, say a little bit about what you do here at TubeBuddy.
Sure. So as Rob said, my job is to handle all things when it comes to video and also our community. So my job is to help you watching best understand how to use the TubeBuddy tools to grow not only your YouTube channel, but your entire YouTube career.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. There we go. So yeah, Andrew will be taking over and then he'll be also answering questions and everything. So really cool. Chloe is very excited that you're here. Yay. That Andrew's here. Awesome. Great. So first thing is make sure that you guys are subscribed to our channel, the TubeBuddy channel. You're here already. Andrew, let me know if my audio ever acts up. It's kind of going in and out, but
You're fine for me.
you're good? Okay, perfect. Subscribe to the channel. Like I said, Andrew uploads every Friday a new tutorial that's really helpful, really valuable to help you use TubeBuddy even better. And then also every Wednesday, he is always someone for fashion. Either he's during the live stream or he's behind the scenes setting up live streams every Wednesday with our partners that are also amazing. This week we have Trina Little, I believe, hanging out with us. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell. Really quickly, what we'll cover today is we're going to do a bit of an introduction to TubeBuddy. We're going to do a tour of TubeBuddy, then a demo, and then we're going to be answering questions actually throughout the session and then giving you a special gift and next steps to get started. All right. First thing, though, is if you're new to YouTube, make sure you head over to the YouTube Creator Academy. This is a free resource that YouTube provides you. Everything to get started to understand YouTube better. I think as YouTube creators, if you want to grow your YouTube channel, you need to be a student of YouTube and understand how it works. So content strategy, production, gear, optimizing, money and business, very important. And then also the rules and guidelines around YouTube. What can you do? What can't you do? What are you not allowed to do? All those things are very important. So head over there. We'll try to share a link to that. But if you just search YouTube Creator Academy, you'll find it. All right. The second resource is our community. Now, Andrew is a huge part of this community, so maybe I'll let him speak on this a little bit and invite you to it. Oh, sorry. There you go.
No worries, Rob. We're both just too excited to talk.
Yeah.
So Basically, our community forum is a great resource for you to get more involved and learn about TubeBuddy, learn about YouTube. So maybe you want to get your channel looked at by other people in the community. We have a section for YouTube feedback, or if you ask for feedback, you give someone feedback, they give feedback in return. So you genuinely can get better together. It's not just I'll post my video, no one looks at it. In order to even be considered, you have to give someone else. So it's a really great learning curve. We also have incentives for just being active on our forums. You can earn free TubeBuddy. We love rewarding our community for spending their time with us.
I love that. I love that. Thank you. So yeah, we'll make sure we invite you to that and put a link there as well. Now, before I go to the next slide, I want to get some engagement. So please, I want you guys to let us know what your channels are about. It also helps me and Andrew, especially Andrew, during the demo, just to understand some context of who's here and what your content is about. So let us know some of the topics that you guys talk about in your channels. All right. The next thing here is that TubeBuddy does have a free plan. You guys might already be just on the free plan, which is amazing, which is great. We're happy that you're just part of the community using TubeBuddy to grow your channels. Now, if you want to test out one of our paid plans, then we'll share a free trial link. We have a 30-day free trial that you can take up, and you can try any of our plans for free for 30 days. I suggest going with the Legend plan, which is our top plan, gives you access to all the tools. That way you can see over the course of the next 30 days which tools you find value in, that you find useful. Everybody's channel and goals are different. And then before the 30 days is up, make a decision whether or not you can always downgrade. You can go back to the free plan or maybe one of the lower tiered plans as well. All right. Now, if you have tried the free plan and you want to commit to one of the plans, for ongoing, then use this code 101buddy and this will give you 20% off any of our paid plans. All right. Any questions around that, let us know. But also, if you want to get really specific about your account, you may want to send us an email so we can look at it. So support@tubebuddy.com. Now, really quickly, the TubeBuddy story, we have been building YouTube software, or the founders have, since 2010, for over 10 years now. In 2013, we spent an entire year building a product that honestly flopped and failed. But the following year, we had the idea to build a browser extension inside of the YouTube website, which is what you see today, which Andrew will show you in just a few moments. We have 4 co-founders, amazing gentlemen. They're all developers, which allowed us to move really quickly with building new features, which you see today. We just launched the click magnet and best time to publish recently. So we are always constantly pushing out new features to help creators out there. And then we just continue to listen to the community. It's a very simple formula for us. We just want to pour into community and serve the community and listen to the community. So you'll see a lot of us involved in communities in some form or fashion all the time. All right. All right, here is our team, or most of our team anyway, in San Diego, where our head office was. This was last Christmas. With COVID, it's hard to get together, but this is the last big team picture that we got. And so our head office is in San Diego, California. And then we have team members in Los Angeles, in Arizona, and then up here in Vancouver, Canada as well. All right. Love seeing all the comments, guys. Keep them coming. All right. Really quick tour of TubeBuddy. There's 3 ways to access TubeBuddy. The first way is the mobile app, either Android or Apple, and then also our browser extension, which Andrew will go over in just a moment, and then our web browser app as well. All right. Andrew, any questions before I go into a really quick web browser tour?
So we had one from Chloe with the Flow, and that was, do you have to cancel it or does it charge automatically? And that was just asking about the free trial. So you do need to cancel it, because it is, when you sign up for that free trial for the 30 days, as Rob mentioned, what it's going to do is it's going to sign you up also for our monthly. You can just cancel it. And I'm pretty sure, and I'll 100% verify during the stream, I believe that you can cancel at any time and still keep the remainder of your free trial length.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Awesome. Yeah, keep the questions coming. That's a good question. Okay, really quickly before I hand it over to Andrew here for our demo is web browser tours. Now, this is when you go to TubeBuddy.com on your browser, all right? And I recommend doing this on your desktop or laptop. It's a little hard to do it on your mobile phone browser. But if you go to the browser and you type in TubeBuddy.com, you'll be taken here. Now, if you haven't installed TubeBuddy yet, you'll find a big button right here where this is where it normally says you have successfully installed TubeBuddy. You'll have a button here that says install now, and then you can just click that and it takes you through the process of connecting TubeBuddy to your YouTube channel. All right, but I have TubeBuddy connected and installed, so I would click my account on the top right here. Oh, I'm just gonna uncover that. So my account, top right, right there. And where I want you guys to go is, these are all my YouTube channels that I have connected to TubeBuddy. I want you guys to go to settings in your main channel, all right? If you have multiple channels. So settings right there, okay? And inside of settings, I want you guys to go into search ranking method, okay? Please follow along. I just want to make sure you guys are all set up properly to get the most value out of TubeBuddy, all right? So search ranking method and then click on incognito results right here, okay? Once you've done that, then click on save at the bottom. There's a green save button and you are all set. And so what you've just done here is basically set TubeBuddy so that whenever you're doing any keyword research or search rank tracking, then TubeBuddy will use an incognito browser. That way the results are not affected by your own behavior, all right? It gives you the most accurate results as if you were somebody totally new to your channel searching on YouTube, and you will see what they see, all right? So, and you'll see where your channels actually show up and how it ranks and how it scores and all that stuff, which you'll understand a little bit later when Andrew gets into the demo, all right? But I just want you to make sure that you guys do this. Let me know that you guys have done that. Just type in done or yes in the chat. That way I know that you guys have done it, all right? There we go, Andrew. So I'm gonna pass it back to Andrew, and then if there's any questions before he takes over, then we can answer them now.
So far I haven't seen anyone. I've just been seeing a bunch of different channels. We have a couple of real estate channels. We have a couple of lifestyle and self-worth channels. So we have a lot of different variety. So I think I have an idea of where we can go with the demo. I'm really excited. So I think I'm just going to get started.
Perfect.
And what I'm going to ask everyone doing is that if you're watching, please, 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 when it comes to doing this, follow along. It is an interactive experience. And the more you follow with me, the more you'll understand. So I'm going to give everyone some time to follow along with me. But if you've never used TubeBuddy before, after you install, you're going to see this TubeBuddy drop-down menu right near the familiar YouTube icon. So TubeBuddy plugs directly into YouTube. So right here is our TubeBuddy drop-down menu. And when I say this is going to be your best friend, if you want to access anything within TubeBuddy, start right here. So let's click there together. From here, you're going to be introduced to all the TubeBuddy tools. Now, I know, looking at this can seem a little bit overwhelming, so let's break it down piece by piece. So the first thing I want to focus on is this main large section here. First, it's going to tell you what level of TubeBuddy you have. Under that, it's going to show you some of our most popular tools and features. This is a great place for you to get started, especially if you don't know where to go. Have that free trial, and this can be your most favorite place if you're brand new. So we have our Keyword Explorer, which is the ultimate keyword tool for research. This helps you know where to start on YouTube with TubeBuddy. We have Click Magnet, which is a new legend level feature. And as we go along, I'll make sure to say which requires which license so that you're aware and that you know. I see some people are following along. The thumbnail generator, so you can create thumbnails right from within YouTube, another free feature. Then we have our health report, which requires our pro level. And this gives you a general overall look of the health and performance of your channel. It's just a little bit easier to read than perhaps maybe analytics. Video A/B testing, which if you're unaware, lets you test 2 different thumbnails, and it just gives you an idea of some of the cool features we offer, such as comment moderation, COPPA Center, best practice checks, which are all free. We offer a good variety, and we base these off what people use the most. So you get a good idea of where to get started. Next, we show you industry news. So if you want to be kept up to date with some big changes coming to YouTube, we have industry news right here where you can see. So a recent monetization change just came out and we reported it here. And then finally, one of my favorite sections, I know Rob likes this too, is our milestones section. And this lets you share your successes on YouTube. These are free, but we also have some different customization options for the paid versions. So basically, this just tracks your progress. You can see recently we hit 490,000 subscribers. And if you're watching this and you're subscribed, thank you. Whether you subscribed later or you subscribed today, thank you. So this just gives you an idea. You can see we hit 5.5 million views. We can see all the little different milestones because YouTube is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And a lot of times you can make a lot of progress But if you don't keep track of it, if you don't realize you're making progress, you can just feel endless. So we don't want you to feel like you're running on a treadmill going nowhere. You are making progress, and we want to share that with you. So these are some of the cool things that you can see immediately within TubeBuddy. I know Rob mentioned in the mobile app, and the milestones are in the mobile app. The next section I want to show is each individual section within TubeBuddy and the drop-down menu. So again, in the drop-down menu, this first little section right here is called our quick links. And what this does is, as it says, they're quick links. They help you navigate YouTube faster. So TubeBuddy wants to help you find new video ideas, get around YouTube faster, and help you manage your content and your YouTube channel. So let's say I want to go to the comments. Well, if I were to do this through YouTube, I go here, that's one click. I'd go to the YouTube studio, well, that's 2 clicks. From the YouTube studio, I go to comments. And then I'm waiting for all these pages to load, and that's one way we could do it. But as I said, with the TubeBuddy quick links from the TubeBuddy drop-down menu, from YouTube, we're going to click on the drop-down menu again, and instead of those 3 clicks, boom. With 1 click, we are immediately on the comments page, and it saves so much time because those clicks add up, especially if you don't have the best internet connection or you're on Wi-Fi. I remember I'm from dial-up, and I'm sure, Rob, you can attest. Dial-up days were not the best. So if you don't have the best internet connection, this helps you navigate quicker to these areas, especially. So let's say I want to see things such as my analytics. I can do that by clicking on analytics. And then boom, we can see how we are doing. So our channel's view count was slightly higher than usual in the last couple of days. So that's pretty good. And then we can choose videos. The My Videos page, or channel videos as they're now called. Sorry, YouTube changes things and you kind of get hard in your ways and what they used to be called. But we want to continue. So on the My Videos page, we talked about these quick links here, but they go a step beyond. We have quick links not only there, but on the videos page. So when you're hovering over any video, you'll notice this TubeBuddy icon. And anytime you see that TubeBuddy icon, this is going to be very critical for you. It lets you know there are TubeBuddy tools. Now, you might be thinking, well, Andrew, you said he's going to say what level all of these things require. Quick links are 100% free to use. So if you're just using TubeBuddy right now, you have access to quick links for free. So clicking on this TubeBuddy icon, you can then see the tools for each individual video. So you can see some of our card and end screen templates, which are our bulk processing tools. This whole section does require star, but it's just giving you an idea of what you get. You can see some of our schedule publishing tools. This again requires star, but there are a lot of good features here. But I want to keep focusing on, what did I say? The quick links. So from the My Videos page, you can do this on any video. Again, I just kind of chose this one. I can show off this point though with the Discord video we did. Click on the icon, go to quick links, and it gives you an idea of how this video will do. It can get you to comments faster. So if you want to see comments maybe that you haven't replied to, comments that you hearted, comments that you haven't hearted, from Patreon supporters, and of course it says legend require, or you can even look up certain words. So we let you filter your comments by those things using comment filtering from TubeBuddy. Then let's say I wanted to see how many subscribers did this video bring. We wanted to track our growth. So let's just quickly click on the subscribers. Notice how it opens it in a new tab, and it'll let us know that this video has brought us in 74 new subscribers. So it gives us an idea of how things are going. It also can show me, maybe I'm curious on what are the traffic sources? How did people find this video? So now it's going to let us know where people came from. So most of this came from browse, some came from search. So this video is doing pretty decently for us, obviously. So it just gives you a little bit more information to get to those areas in YouTube that can be a little more hidden. Now, speaking of a little more hidden, we want to unravel and make sure that you don't feel lost within some of the stuff that YouTube hides. So we have more stuff. You can get to info. So let's say you wanted to share out this video within a playlist. Another free feature. You want to share videos out in a playlist because if people click on that playlist link, they're not only watching that video, but then YouTube can auto recommend more videos from you as the creator. So we take this thing that used to be, it's pretty hidden from YouTube, and bring it front and center stage. So with that, I want to know, do we have any questions thus far? Rob, have you seen any? Rob, you are muted.
It's my first time. Sorry, guys. I'm just kidding.
No worries.
There's a question about Chloe said you don't get yeah, if you have under 1,000 subs you don't get a discount. Just make sure when you're in the pricing for Pro plan in the pricing page there's a little toggle. You might miss it to toggle if you have under 1,000 subs, and then it'll put the 50% discount on that plan.
Yeah,
Um,
and that statement isn't 100% true because we offer discounts for anyone. So you may not get the Rising Star Buddy, which is the under 1,050% off, but we do have discounts for all levels. That 101 Buddy we shared earlier works on any license.
That's right. There we go. Exactly. And then also, A Wild was like asking on the channel video page, how did you collapse the left sidebar into icons?
So you just click this little hamburger menu here, and it lets you do that. So if we go back to the channel video page, so we can do that by going to your account, you can just click on this little hamburger menu, and it will expand it out. So
Sure.
there you go. That's more of a YouTube feature, but always be testing. That's kind of what I say.
Exactly. And then actually, Will Mitchell and Trucker John, maybe they're not here anymore, but just for everybody else, there is a replay. Now, this is an unlisted YouTube live, so you can just bookmark this specific URL or head over to tubebuddy.com/101, and you'll always find the replay link there as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think that's it. I think that's it for now. Yeah. No other questions that I can see. Yeah. Feel free to drop any questions here for us, everyone. So anything around TubeBuddy, and we'll make sure we answer it for you.
Perfect. I'm going to keep going if that's all right, Rob. So from there, we now know the TubeBuddy drop-down menu. We now know these quick links. The next thing I want to show off is some of our extension tools. When we say extension tools, what we mean is these are the tools that will keep you on YouTube's website. So all of these tools will just keep you right in line within YouTube. So if I click on Keyword Explorer, for example, we'll see our Keyword Explorer on YouTube. But if we go to our website tools, so here we have things such as our health report, which I talked about. We have our A/B tests. We have a lot of tools. Well, all of these require that we go to the TubeBuddy dashboard. So if I were to quickly just click on one of these, and just to make sure in case I have to sign in, we are friends, but I don't want to leak or dox myself by accident. So I'll click on health report here. It should just take us to the website, but that's why we always test first, folks. So now I'll show this again now that I have signed in. So we will go from, in case you didn't see it, we're going to click on the TubeBuddy drop-down menu. Under extension tools, we're going to click on website tools. Once we have website tools, we're going to click on our health report. Now, as I said earlier, the health report does require a paid TubeBuddy license, but this gives you an idea of how your channel's been doing. So right now our stats are a little bit down, which is about right. The time of year, we just had the holidays, so more people are out spending time with their family, although you should be home safe. You should not be out. Do what you can. Be safe. Wear a mask, etc. However, this gives you an idea of seeing how you're performing. So this is just a way to get to some of our tools on our website. Again, you'll see them very well laid out by what they are called. So we have extension tools. We have website tools. If you wanted to join our community forums or Discord, you can join community. If you have questions about your account, and if you need support, you can do this here from the TubeBuddy drop-down menu. Again, very useful. So I wanted to just quickly answer this question from Lily and Joel. I just paid for the Pro plan and didn't know about the discount. I have under 1,000 subscribers as of today. Can I get a discount now? That is a question for support. That is something that you would need to ask them. However, I'm unsure at this time. Again, it's one of those situations where support will be the best answer to this question.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just because it's hard for us to answer it here, just because we need to look into your specific account. So I'll put the email address into the chat there for you, Lillian, and send us an email. Also, there's a question from Will Mitchell asking about the lifetime membership, Andrew.
So when it comes to lifetime membership, we don't do them that much anymore. It's not one of the things we want to focus on, just because when we can work on getting new tools, that's where our focus primarily is. We do offer that every now and then, but it's hardly something we promote frequently. So when it comes to the lifetime, it is something we used to do, not so much anymore.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see here if there's any other questions. Here's a question from A Wild. Does TubeBuddy have a feature that shows which search terms are being entered into Google search traffic source? YouTube used to offer this, but has removed the feature. Yeah, we're gonna get right into that very soon.
I think we should just get into that now.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so I'm just going to jump in there and let's go. So right now, from the TubeBuddy drop-down menu, we're going to go to Keyword Explorer. So to answer this question, does TubeBuddy have a feature that shows search terms that are being entered in Google search? Yes, actually. So before we get there, though, I want to show our Keyword Explorer, which is free, but it is limited. You will only see the first 3 results. So if you're on the free version, it's going to be a little limited. But once you get a paid version, it unlocks that, right? So one of my favorite things within Keyword Explorer is the What's Trending tab. This gives you an idea if you're a creator and you're like, oh, I want to create something, but maybe your music channel, right? You can see that Billie Eilish is trending. Maybe you talked about her in the past. Maybe you are into sports and we can see that the Seahawks are trending. Maybe you're into gaming because Fortnite event is trending. We have a bunch of different things that are trending depending on where you are. But it doesn't just happen to be for the US. You can click on this drop-down menu and you can see, let's say I want to see what's trending in Rob's home country of Canada. Well, we can see that different things are trending for different locations. So you can look here to see whatever is trending for your location. And let's say I wanted to click on this. You can see this information in Google Trends. So we're pulling this data from both YouTube and Google. In our Keyword Explorer, we pull from Google Trends, we pull from YouTube, and that is where you can go. So it gives you a really great opportunity for you to see kind of different trends around the world. But this is where I want to be interactive. This is where I want to break down this experience in the 101. If you are watching and you haven't followed along, open up the Keyword Explorers. And if you're watching the replay, still try this. You'd be surprised. If you're here live, let me know a video you wanted to do, an idea or topic you have for a video, because I want to do the keyword research together so you can understand how we see it, so you can better make informed decisions when it comes to keyword research. In the meantime, as we wait, Rob, do we have anything?
So Will Mitchell says, so you're saying there's a chance?
No, there's no chance. I'm going to kill that now. So no chance.
Robert and Laura says, is there a way to search trends?
We just showed it.
I think there was just a misalignment on the timing there with the comments. There is another question from Chloe with the flow. Do you guys ever go into YouTube channels and tell them how to improve on it? Discord, yes. I believe.
Yes, on Feedback Friday, we do channel reviews and SEO reviews where we will look at, and if you want to know how to join the Discord, I'll actually show that really quick. From the TubeBuddy drop-down menu, as I showed earlier, click on Community, join our Discord server, and we do something called Feedback Friday, where if you are active on the Discord, again, you don't get anything for just showing up. You got to be active. You got to be participating. Mm-hmm. We do a call-in show where you can call in, and for 5 minutes, we will look at your channel, be it the video SEO or the YouTube channel SEO, and we give you an idea of where you can improve, what may not be working, and an overall score. In fact, thanks to our good friend Rob, we have a dabbing score. So if you're if you're interested, come on over to the Discord. It is a lot of fun.
I love it. Yeah, Chloe actually says she's already in the Discord. So just pay attention. There's a Feedback Friday thread inside there, and that's where you'll get all the information. And then just people are sharing what their channels are about, Andrew. So whenever you're ready, I think we can dive into some keyword research.
Sure. So I see this from Robert and Laura, and I'm hopefully this is Bard, and if I'm mispronouncing that, I do apologize. They're asking about VA guaranteed loans. Well, the reason I want to focus on this is I saw there were some real estate channels in here, and this kind of loans can be used for a wide variety of things. I know that my friend Pat, who is currently serving, and I thank him every day for his service, and thank you if you have served since VA is up, is that you can get a house. So this is a great thing. So when it comes to an idea you have for a video, the first thing we would recommend doing is do some research. Because here's the thing. You would not build a house without a blueprint, so you should not make a video without knowing if people care. If you make a video without doing research and you find out that there wasn't a lot of interest for that topic, it's not that you made a bad video, but you may have made a video that no one showed particular interest in. So let's make some informed decisions. And so I'm going to type this in, starting with VA guaranteed loans. So, we were typing in loans, but if we look, and if I could spell, one of the things that we're seeing is guaranteed home loan, right? So you were just looking up loans. One of the things people are actively searching for is home loan. So I will go with just loans and look here. But what I'm seeing is it's giving us a bad score, and I want to break this down. I want to go into this a little bit deeper. So even if this isn't your keyword, follow along because the information pertains to every keyword. So please be following along. I see some more people are entering their keywords. We are going to be going into that. I see a question about the keyword explorers. Will Mitchell is saying, what do I need to understand? I promise you we're going to get there, but you got to walk before we can run. Everyone's trying to jump the gun. I promise we're going to do that. How do we do that? We break it down one section at a time. Because if you just look at this as a whole, it can be confusing. And I've seen it. I've seen people say a 29 out of 100, that is the failing score. I'm not going to do what I need to do. And I'm like, whoa, breathe. It doesn't have to feel confusing. It doesn't have to make you uncertain. Let's go through this together, right? So the first thing I want to do is I want to look at the first thing we see here, which is the weighted and the unweighted score. We get asked all the time, what is the difference between these two? And it's very clear right here. So if you have the paid version of TubeBuddy, you get access to the weighted score. And it says the score above is specific to your YouTube channel. If you have the weighted score, use it because it takes your channel's performance into account. That's not to say that the unweighted score is useless. It isn't. It actually gives a lot of good information. However, for the best results on your YouTube channel, use the weighted score. The unweighted score gives you a generalized idea. It doesn't have any specific information, so it's just giving you a generalized score. So if you read here, it says, click on the weighted tab above to see how your specific channel will likely perform. So we're going to stay in that weighted if we have it. If not, you can definitely use the unweighted score, just giving you clarity on what those two things are. Because with clarity, you can define your purpose, right? You can understand where you want to go. So now that we have a little bit of clarity on which score to use, which we're going to be using weighted, let's break down this graph. And I focus on the graph first because I see so many people go on this number score and they freak out. They really do. So I want to make sure that we are doing our best when it comes to making sure we understand the score. Now, if you have ever driven a car, you understand the score. I've told people that and they're like, no, I don't. I know how to drive, but I don't know this score. Let me break it down again. Red, like a traffic light, means to stop when you are driving. In terms of keyword research, it means to stop and consider another keyword. Yellow is to be cautious of this keyword. Like at a yellow light, it means to yield, to show caution, right? So if you're at a yellow keyword, that means to be cautious about it. And like a traffic light, green means you're good to go. What I tell people is that you want your keywords to be in this yellow to green range. Why? Well, that is because that's how much of a risk you're willing to take. Now, there are a lot of different drivers. At a yellow light, I yield and slow down, right? But I know my good friend Rob, I know my good friend Chloe in chat, they go to those yellow lights like they're in the Fast and the Furious, and they have no regard because they want to get there fast. And hey, Rob might get there before me. But you know what also might happen? There could be a cop behind Rob. And because he took the risk of going for a yellow light, he understood that if he ran a yellow, that if a cop pulls him over, he did run a yellow. So when it comes to keyword research, if you go when the term is yellow, you understand you're taking a risk. But it's up to you as a creator to determine, hey, is that a risk I'm willing to take? Or, you know what, I just want to play it safe. Not everyone's going to be a risk taker, and that's where it's up to you as a creator to understand how you are. Because we can't make that determined for you. Chloe says, yeah, I do, in terms of running through the yellow light. So when it comes here, now that we understand that, this score is closer to the red. And this is where this number can really be your friend. So in terms of 100, 100 out of 100 being all the way to the green, well, 29 out of 100, yellow would be the 50% mark. So we're pretty smack dab in this orange, which in my opinion is a little bit closer to the red. I would say for this keyword, we need to look elsewhere. Not saying it's a bad one. I'm just saying that's what I'm seeing. So with our new understanding of the score, let's keep and go into our score analysis so we can understand where this score came from. So just a quick recap, it's like a traffic light. Red means to stop, yellow means to be cautious, and green means you're good to go. So when it comes to search volume, it's poor. And the reason that matters is If no one is searching for the content you're making, you're missing out on a huge opportunity for you to earn views. Why? Well, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. So if no one is searching for a term, maybe you need to look in other ways they're searching. And so when we were even looking for VA guaranteed loans, one of the recommendations was home loans. And I even mentioned that before we did the research, right? So it's understanding that the search volume is poor. There's just maybe not that much interest for that specific keyword phrase. So it's up to you to find more terms that have more interest. So if I look at the competition, this is what it means. So search volume gives you an idea of how many people are searching for it. It's pretty poor. Competition, if we go to this tooltip, gives you how good this keyword is to target based on your specific channel, because I'm using weighted. It's letting us know how many videos there are on this topic. Well, there's only about 20,000 videos if we look at the number of videos in search results. So if you ever want to know the competition, that is the number of videos in search. So you're only competing with about 20,000 videos. Now, I know 20,000 sounds like a lot, but you have to understand there are billions of videos, probably trillions, on YouTube, right? So 20,000, some terms have like 5 million videos. Some have like 100 million. Some even have 1 billion videos. So in the grand scheme of things, 20,000 is not that many videos you're competing against, right? And then finally is optimization strength. And this one can confuse people. But if you go to this tooltip, it says this number represents how well optimized the top ranking videos are for search. So that means how well they are at having the target keyword in their video's title, their description, their tags, and making sure they're doing all the things YouTube needs to help push and recommend content. So if they are not well optimized, which is what we see here, then it provides you, the creator, an opportunity to break in and rank for that keyword by properly optimizing your video. So we see that these two are in the green, but the problem is that the thing you want all of these to be in the yellow to green range, because when there's poor search, that may mean that you can make the best video in the world, but if no one searched for it, it didn't really matter for that keyword phrase. And it could just be, it in a specific way outside of how people are searching for it. I call this, the subject too well. And that happens all the time. We at TubeBuddy, we're not above it. Everyone can fall victim to it, but it's understanding you need to be where people are searching for. I see from Papa Be Fun, if you're just starting a channel, would it be better to use unweighted? Papa Be Fun, no, because you want to understand what is the barrier to entry, which I'm glad you asked that question, because it goes into our next point, which is the biggest difference between you versus top ranked videos, right? Right here, there may not be a lot of videos, but to even understand, you want to understand what we call the barrier to entry, which is this little target. What this means is this is the lowest video view count found in top ranking videos. Now, the reason this matters is because right now to show up in search, you need to at least have 7 views for this term. Now, that's not a lot, but if you're a starting channel, right, and your videos average 11 views, let's say, and the target to get in search is 100, well, you need to understand that it may take your video a little longer because you've never hit 100 views before. So this gives you an idea of how the videos there are already doing, and it lets you know basically where you can perform. So if you hover over here, you can see TubeBuddy. This is the average views for your last 5 videos. For us, we average about 6,300 views, I'll round up. So for us, it'd be very easy for us to enter here. But if you're a starting YouTube channel, you need to know what the barrier to entry is, right? Because yes, the search volume may be green, but here's the thing. If this needs 10,000 views to even show up in the first page of search results, then if you're averaging 50 views on a video, you may not be able to hit that 10,000 right away. And that's where you can dive deeper again in keyword research. So what I want to do, because this term, we saw that we don't have a lot of related, we only have common. I want to go to VA guaranteed, and I want to type in home loans. Now I want to see if this changes things, and it might. So the search it's a little better. I mean, there's a lot more videos on it. It's understanding that they may not be searching on YouTube for it. They may be searching more on web searches. So someone asked, is there a way to see what people are searching on YouTube and Google? Video searches shows what people are searching for on YouTube, and web searches shows what they're searching for on Google. So this term right now tends to be not as searched for on YouTube, Not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that they tend to look a little more on Google for VA guaranteed home loans compared to YouTube. So the related section lets you know what people are searching for on YouTube. In web searches, they let you know what they're searching on Google. And video topics is where TubeBuddy notices a combination of the things people are searching for on YouTube and Google, and we recommend things. The problem with this term is that there's no YouTube terms that people are looking for. It's more Google focused, so it becomes a little bit harder for us to find out. So I think we can take a little bit of time for questions. I know we've covered a lot, so I just want to make sure we can answer any that have come up.
No, that's great. Yeah, really, really good. If anyone has any specific questions about what Andrew just showed, I know this is sometimes, Andrew, like for a lot of new people that are using TubeBuddy, this tool itself is there's so much to understand and even decisions to make. And I think there's a really good question here from Chloe with the flow. What happens if you use all the tools of, inside the TubeBuddy and you don't rank in search? Is your video just not good, or what should you do? I know you've got some thoughts, so and I've got a couple thoughts as well, but yeah, you go first.
So the first thing I would do is I'd take it more from a data standpoint. Did you look at the barrier to entry? Because just one thing I'll say is there's two things you need to know when it comes to YouTube search. YouTube gives new channels that first 7 days a higher opportunity to rank for a term. But you then need to understand that after those 7 days, if you can't beat the barrier to entry point, which in this term is 37 views, then YouTube's going to start pushing your video down because it's not as relevant, right? So if you don't rank in search, it doesn't mean your video is bad. It just may mean that the term was too competitive and that your thumbnail and your title maybe didn't entice people to click through. Yeah. So that's what I'd say. Rob, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, exactly what you think, what you just said there, Andrew. I think at Chloe, you just got to look at the data. If you're ranking, you got to kind of find, I feel like you got to find where is the blockage, right? If you're ranking, you're getting impressions, but you're not getting views, then I would look at your thumbnail.
Yes.
You're ranking, but no one's clicking your thumbnail. No one's clicking. So, you got to look at the data. How much of your videos are people watching, right? So if they're watching, if they saw your video, your thumbnail, they clicked on it, but then, no one's, they're only watching a small percentage of your videos, then you got to look at the video itself, right? You got to just create better, more engaging videos, maybe shorter videos, right? If you can't hold attention for your videos for 10 minutes, maybe look at creating a shorter video. So things like that. You anything to add there, Andrew?
No, but I do see a question from Robert and Laura, which I wanted to just quickly touch on. They're saying that they're seeing a different score. Well, that's because, as I said, weighted is specific to your channel, right? So our channel is going to get a different score from your channel because it's taking TubeBuddy into account compared to your channel. So when we say weighted is specific to your channel, we mean it. So this score difference you're seeing makes sense because you're not looking at the same data as my channel. Rob would have a different score than TubeBuddy. I'll have my personal channel have a different score than both Rob and the TubeBuddy channel. That's 100% normal because weighted is based on your specific YouTube channel, not ours.
Exactly. This is a really, really important question to understand how this works as well. Is for competition metrics, does green mean competition is really high, or does it mean you're well prepared to be competitive?
Again, this is where the tooltip comes in. So it says how good this term is to target for your specific channel based on search volume, competition relevancy, and how you compare to others currently ranking. What it means is that you want the competition to be excellent, and here's why, because it usually means there's not that many videos. If it's poor, that's usually when we see those 5 million, 15 million, 500 million videos you're competing with.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And let's see. I think the one thing I want to add there, Wild, to help me, is just like Andrew said, look at it like a traffic light.
Yes.
If it's green, it's good for you. If it's red, stop.
And consider another option.
All right. So green is good for you. And then red is not good for you. All right.
And again, as I said, the yellow means to be cautious. If you feel comfortable taking that risk, that's your choice, but you understand it's still a risk.
Yeah, like me and Chloe would do. We just run the yellow every time. Not every time. And Clappa, this is not really a question, but it sounds like there's going to be a skit made about TubeBuddy. Hopefully not about TubeBuddy 101 specifically, because that means it's just me and Andrew. But yeah, that's really fun. Awesome. I think that's it. I'm trying to see if you guys have any other questions. We have a little bit more time, and I don't know, Andrew, if there's anything else you want to cover, but
I would
please
like
send me
to
over.
cover one more thing. So
Sure.
if you're watching, if this is live, if you're doing the replay, follow along. If you're watching, what is another topic? Because I think we've gotten a good idea. We got to look at the VA guaranteed home loans. It's a little more Google focused than it is YouTube. So if you have a video you want to make, let us know a keyword or a topic you've been wanting to do, and we'll do some research now that we kind of understand this keyword research together. So just waiting to do.
Yeah, sounds good. While we're waiting, Chuck or John, we're just going to repeat this again, is that Discord. That's where there is Feedback Friday. So if you want someone, Andrew specifically, to take a look at your channel for a few minutes, Discord. So join us over on Discord. Andrew's sharing that on the screen right now, how to find it.
Yeah, so you can go to community here, you can go to Discord server, or if you want someone to look at your channel, you can also go to the TubeBuddy website, click on company, go to service providers, and here is where you can get channel consultations from some of the people we know and trust.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to put this link in the chat so you can see it. So if you want to go ahead and get some of these things, get your channel looked at, that is good. So one thing I'd say to Midlife Loser, which is the channel name, not that. So when it comes to keyword comedy, parodies, goofy videos is way too vague. Like, doesn't give me an idea of the kind of video you're trying to make. I'm trying to make a comedy video. Okay, comedy is subjective. If you could be a little more specific, I'm making a comedy video about how I think Thanksgiving and Black Friday are overrated. Well, that's a lot more specific, and I can go a little deeper, but just comedy is a little bit harder to go off of.
There you go. We'll just call you Scott. So Scott, he says it's Scott. All right, there we go. Now we know. That helps. Also, Lillian says, oh, you just got it there. Awesome. Celebrating that. That's awesome. Got a good time by watching you guys. Yes, that's awesome. Great. Quick results.
So I'm seeing awesome. Thank you. I'm seeing,
I think Deanna here, Dina or Deanna. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. How to start running and making it consistent habit, making it a consistent habit.
So we'll start with running, and let's look at what people are looking for around running, right? So maybe we can say running for and see what people are looking for. So running for beginners, running for weight loss, running form, running for so long. Running in general is usually, what I would say, and this way I'm looking in terms of fitness because you want to make it a consistent habit. That's what I'm assuming you want to do with it. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the chat. But let's look at the running for beginners, right? This is a very basic thing we can understand, and we can understand a score here, right? So now that we understand the keyword score, we see that it's fair. So now that we know it's fair, I want to break down why. Well, the search volume is pretty good. It's in the green. If we want to know how many searches there are, we have this number of monthly searches estimate for this term, which is about 128,000. I know some of you may be like, well, why didn't the VA term not have the number of search results? Let me explain. There are trillions of words and languages on YouTube, and you're asking our service to try to guesstimate every individual search. The way we do it is we look at who is searching for it, how many times it's searched from TubeBuddy users, and if it searched a lot, we pull the data. But the problem is that we can't predict trillions of different words. We're only human, right? So some terms have it, some don't. This is a more popular term that's been searched, so it gives us an understanding of why that we have the number of search estimates. So there's about 128,000 people a month, looking for that. If I look at competition weighted, we can see it's poor. Why? This goes back to a question we were asked earlier. There's 36.8 million videos we're competing against. So while the search volume is very good, the competition is poor because there are a lot of videos. Optimization strength, however, is excellent. And what that means is if we look up running for beginners, 11 beginner runner tips, 5 running tips for beginners. There's not a lot of running for beginners one-to-one. How to properly for beginners, 5 running secrets. There's not a lot of videos actually targeting running for beginners, just like that. We have close, so we have running for beginners. This is probably the closest. So one of the reasons it might not be doing that is because of the colon, and that's just a thing on TubeBuddy, and I'll make sure to tell the devs that. But it's not until we get further down that we actually see the term running for beginners in the actual title. And then if we look, notice how TubeBuddy has this highlight, right? This is not on accident. This is based on what YouTube does. So let's type in running for beginners into YouTube search. So running for beginners. If we look, YouTube, and I'll make sure to zoom this in just a little bit more. YouTube automatically does this. They bold matches from our target query, what we're searching for, running for beginners. So running here and here and here is bolded. And running again is bolded because it matches what we are searching for in our title and what we told YouTube we want. So they're looking in their title, they're looking in the description, and they're looking in the tags. Why? Because if we go to the filter, so again, running for beginners, go to the filter. YouTube by default sorts by relevancy. Understanding this is going to be crucial. YouTube wants to recommend the most relevant content. So I know what we're looking for. How to start running and make it a consistent habit. We're going to get there, I promise. But we need to understand people and how YouTube works. It's trying to get the most relevant content in front of people. So by having the target keyword, in this case, it's going to be how to start running and making the consistent habit. That's what we need to do. So for running for beginners, we can get the idea. We can see how it's relevant by having it in the title, having it in the description, having it in your tags. One mistake I see is people will title their video one thing, they'll describe it another way, and they'll tag it something else. That is not what you want to do. You want all of them to work together to help YouTube best understand what your content is about. I see from Chloe with the Flow, they say this live is so helpful. Happy to do so.
Yeah, there's actually Will Mitchell. We actually missed a couple questions here. So there's one from Will. If weighted goes off of your channel performance, what happens when you change your type of content? I'm going from fitness to lifestyle vlog.
So you have to remember that's going to be based on how your audience reacts at that point.
Yeah.
So if you can keep an asset or like a part of fitness into your lifestyle vlogs, it can work.
Yeah.
But you have to think of it this way, right? Your audience is expecting a kind of content.
Mm-hmm.
If Rob and I are watching a cooking show, we know what we're here to do. We're here to learn. Maybe it's, we want to learn a recipe. But if all of a sudden in the middle of our cooking show, they start playing Peppa Pig, Rob and I are going to be very confused. It's like, well, we came here to learn how to make recipes, and now we're watching Peppa Pig. Don't make your channel have a reason them to come, and then you just change it, because then you wouldn't want to have someone interrupt your show with something you didn't want to watch. Mm-hmm. So keep in mind, that's how they see your channel.
Yeah, I agree. Create content that your subscribers subscribe for. I think what Andrew's saying there is a great tip. If you can't keep a little bit of your fitness, which is what your current subscribers have subscribed to, in your lifestyle vlog, once you kind of transition to that, I think there's probably a good chance, there might be a chance there that they'll stick around. That's the value that they were looking for. And then also Will was asking, do you create your come up with your subject based off of good keyword search? Yes. Also, do you create your title off of that keyword?
Now he's just jumping the gun. We're getting there, Will.
It's like they read your script.
There's no script. This is if there was a script, it'd probably sound a lot better. So I guess just to kind of continue, because this question goes in, we're going to go back to running for beginners, because I wanted to go and help and how to make it a consistent habit, right? That is what we're trying to do. Mm-hmm. That is what we want to focus on. So, how to start running and make it a consistent habit. We know that people are looking for running for beginners, and we know that it's not that well optimized. Mm-hmm. So this is where we can kind of break it down. So this is where it may not be one-to-one for you watching. I'll be transparent. For us at TubeBuddy, if I want to make this video, I think I could have confidence, because our channel can get at least 1,250 views. Because if you see here, we average around 6,300, right? So for us, running for beginners makes a lot of sense to go after. It has a good search volume. There is some competition, but we know that we can meet the barrier to entry. So for us, it makes sense. If you have a term that has way more views than you've ever reached on your channel, keep in mind, if you go after it, it may take you longer to get there. And that's why sometimes over time, videos in search can start really taking off, because YouTube realizes, oh, this video really helps explain what this is about. So we know that people are looking for running for beginners. Now, how to make it a consistent habit is where you need to understand that's going to be a more compelling element. So maybe we can see what people are searching for. So running for beginners, weight loss, right? Let's maybe go a little bit a little more in depth. Well, looking here, all of a sudden, even for us at TubeBuddy, the barrier to entry is now way too high. I can't. I'm confident in my content, but I can't reach 26,000 views out of the gate. So I have to be realistic there. So I love this about our Keyword Explorer. You can click here. Well, running for beginners, all of a sudden it might make sense. But you're talking about running. Maybe it's running for maybe we're trying to teach them how to be consistent on the treadmill. We used that analogy a little earlier. Well, if I look here, the search volume is actually pretty decent. There's not that much competition compared to the other term. And the optimization strength is excellent. The reason we want it to be excellent is because it means that the videos aren't that well optimized. So it's an excellent chance for us to rank. So all of a sudden I understand that people are looking for running for beginners and they're looking how to do it on a treadmill. So with this next thing we are going to do, once you have your keyword phrase, we're going to click on the action button and we're going to optimize it in our SEO Studio. It is important to note that our SEO Studio optimization does require a paid version of TubeBuddy, but again, we have that free trial link. We have the 101 Buddy, so it gives you an idea. Let's click Optimize in SEO Studio, and this goes on to a question I finally saw what Will was doing. They were asking about the SEO Studio score, so we can answer it. I see a question here that came in. Maybe I missed it. I think I did. It says, does TubeBuddy show which Google search terms led to a viewer for your video? Traffic source just says Google search. So no, that's because Google API stopped showing that. So we pull from YouTube and Google API. So if Google stops doing it, there's no way we can, because Google doesn't have to report it anymore. So I'm sorry if I misunderstood. It's just Google stopped it. So any third party is most likely going to be giving you estimates, but we tend to show where our searches are coming from. So sorry for any confusion there. So now that we understand, you may be like, Andrew, why is there this highlight? Well, if we remember, we showed off earlier the boldness and relevancy matches when it comes to how YouTube does it in search. So our SEO Studio, because so many people get this confused. People are like, I have 100 SEO Studio score. I should be ranking in search. I should be getting the views. Let's, again, breathe. Breathing's going to be our friend, because I've seen it.
That was me last week.
It was Rob last week. Rob, I'm like, eat a Snickers, man. You're not you when you're hungry. Just remember, if you're getting a little upset, maybe eat a Snickers. No, I'm joking. We're not paid by Snickers. But see, Rob, I told you we're not scripted. However, looking at the SEO Studio score, this is understanding what this is looking for. This is making sure, because we pull this from YouTube, that you're doing 100% of the basics YouTube recommends. So think of it this way. If you put on, if you're going for a race, making sure you're in the right outfit is just expected. You want to make sure you're doing what YouTube expects all of creators to do, the bare minimum requirements in order to do that. So if you have 100% here, it just means you're doing all the things that YouTube recommends you do. You don't get a medal for participation on YouTube. And by doing the 100% here, you're making sure you have 100% of the bare minimum requirements met. So how do we calculate this score, right? You see here, this shows. So we include our target keyword in the title. Well, right now we do have it in the title, running for beginners treadmill, but it's not that compelling. It's just the term. And while it is searchable, there's something you need to know that YouTube says about search. When you're focused on YouTube videos, they should, one, be searchable. First thing, they should be searchable. The second thing is they should be compelling, right? So this is definitely searchable, but Rob, does this compel you? Do you want to click on this video just based on this title?
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. It's a little interesting, but it's not super exciting.
And I want to ask our audience, whether you're watching live or in the replay, would you click on it just based on this? I know I wouldn't, but I'm curious. So this is where us as creators, we know people are looking running for beginners, treadmill specifically. Maybe, we can keep that how-to, and let's look at this, right? So let's do how-to running for beginners maybe doesn't work. Running for beginners on a treadmill, right? If we notice, we are doing okay. The score is fluctuating, but the reason is because it was recalculating. So what we want to do is include our target keyword in the first. So running for beginners on a treadmill, how to be consistent easily. Or maybe it's like running for beginners on a treadmill, be consistent easily. Or maybe you could try something else to be compelling. I know consistency is something we're going for. Running for beginners on a treadmill. Get the body you want with consistency. So all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're saying that if you, hey, get the body you want with consistency. Well, I want a great body. I don't know most people who don't. Maybe you're working or running to get a better body. Go with how you think people would most go. So I see treadmill running for beginners. The problem with that is that the treadmill it's not the most important part. Running for beginners is the most important part. That is what we know people are searching for. So when you put the treadmill first, and I'm glad you say this, A Wild, you're now telling YouTube you're focusing on treadmills. We're not focusing on treadmills. We're focusing on running for beginners. We just saw that people wanted to know how to run on treadmills as well. So we're keeping the running for beginners, the searchable part first. The treadmill is a little bit, it's just what's separating us from the overall grand scheme. So we have running for beginners on a treadmill. How to be consistent could also work. Maybe I say how to be consistent easy, how to be consistent for free. Well, I like free things. I don't know about you, Rob, but if I can learn how to do something I've been wanting to do for free, then I'm more likely to give it a shot.
Oh yeah, totally.
So now I want to make sure running for beginners, maybe we can say learn running for beginners. Learn running for beginners with a treadmill, right? Running for beginners, treadmill version can be easier than it looks. This video will cover running for beginners on a treadmill and shows how you can be consistent for free. And again, see how anytime we have our target phrase either partially matching or fully matching, it bolds or it highlights. That's on purpose. Will Mitchell says, it's like magic. LOL, y'all make it look so easy. So here's the thing. That's where we get to be creators. And I'm sorry if I'm going a little long, Rob, but
it's okay.
We get to be the creators. We know people are looking for running for beginners, right? And we knew that. Then we saw they were looking for treadmills. It's like, well, I can make a video about that. I know how to run on a treadmill. Mm-hmm. We're just taking what we know as creators, knowing what people are searching for, and going, well, how can we make a video that they'd be most likely to watch?
Yeah. I think the best way that somebody put it, I think you put it this way, is that it just takes away a lot of the guessing for YouTube as a creator. So
yes,
you can see that you're doing the right thing and you're at least giving yourself the best chance to get your videos viewed.
Exactly. Yeah. Now with TubeBuddy, we have more time-saving features. We have upload defaults. So obviously this is not going to match, but if you have, let's say you do a lot of running videos and you have an upload default saved, you can literally hit apply. You can link to your playlist. So you can say, want more running videos, and you can link to a playlist. You can have all your stuff. And instead of having to copy and paste it, you don't have to do it there. So one thing I will say is I want to stop this. I see this mistake all the time. Notice how I don't have hashtags in these first 200 characters. Why? Because include your target keyword in the first 200 characters of the description. Those first 200 characters need to describe the video. Hashtags don't do that. You can add your hashtags at the bottom of your description and they work. Maybe this can be running for beginners treadmill, how to run for beginners, just something similar based around our target keyword, but you need to accurately describe. One mistake I see as well in descriptions is, hey guys, how are you doing today? Oh, life has been grand. I just bought a turkey. Today is a Tuesday. Sometimes I enjoy the sky. And I'm like, what is this video about? You've given me a life story, but I have no idea what this video is about. And here's the problem with that method of, hey guys, and welcoming your audience. YouTube said only about 10% of your audience will actually click on that. But guess what? YouTube 100% of the time is reading it. So optimize it so that when YouTube's like, hey, what is this video about? You're like, hey, YouTube, It's about running for beginners on treadmills. I've made it easy for you to understand, so do your thing. Because if you go, hey guys, today is Thursday and I enjoy the sky, and ooh, look at there, a shoe. It's like, I don't know what to do with that. Would you?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is good. This is good. Yeah. So I see midlife Scott. Scott's here. Says I'm still here. Great information. Thanks, guys. This is
So
really good.
I see this from Deanna. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
This was about routine, habit, and running outside. Again, that's where if you know your term, you can make a different video from this. But again, we just saw this now, and we've kind of been working on this term for a bit. So this is just a general idea on how to do the optimization. We have more videos that covers tags, for example, and you should be using all 500 tags. Tags are still relevant, so I'll make sure that I can quickly do this. We can do this together, folks. Look at this, us working together. We have a video that covers all why you should add tags. So, want to make sure you're getting the best information on tags. So here you go. If you want to see more info, I think we're kind of at a stopping point because I know I have to get going soon. I'm sure you do too, Rob.
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, Chloe was just wondering how long are you guys going for. We're gonna wrap it up, but this is not the end of the conversation. We're always continuing to learn. So make sure you head over to our YouTube channel, which you're already at. There's a couple playlists. There's actually one right on the homepage at the top. It's one of the top sections, playlist, how to get started with TubeBuddy. So check that out. And then if you have any other questions, head over and send us an email, support@tubebuddy.com, or join us over one of our communities on Discord or the forums. There's so many places to connect with us. So yeah, don't let this be the end of the conversation and the learning. Let's continue learning together. So thanks again for hanging out with us. Andrew, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Rob. You too.
All right,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Take care.